Hi everyone, this is Dr. Amy Hollander, Adjunct Professor at Brandman University, and today I will be discussing the scientific research assignment for the Life Science NSCU 302 online course. So first off, you can find the instructions for this assignment in two different places in your course shell. One is under course information, and you can see here that you have instructions, NSCU 302 Scientific Research Study here, as well as under your Week 7 tab, because this assignment is due at Sunday night at midnight Pacific time, Week 7. So if you go all the way down here, again, you can see the Scientific Research Study instructions along with grading rubric. So let's go over this assignment. This assignment might seem really intimidating, understandably, but I think if you break it down and pick topics of your interest, it will be a lot easier. So first off, what you're going to be doing is you are going to be doing some research, and then you're going to be doing some applied learning. This is a 4 to 5 page paper, not including the title page or references. And here what you're going to do is you're going to analyze and evaluate the science or research found in a recent scientific study or experiment. Then you're going to design a research proposal with sound scientific and research methods. You don't actually have to do the research, and then you're going to reflect on your own learning that has occurred. So that sounds like a lot, right? But it's actually not too bad. So what we're going to do is we're going to break it down. And the first part of this paper is the analysis and evaluation of a research study. What this is I want you to find a research study from a peer-reviewed journal on anything that interests you. So you can pick any scientific topic. That could be a type of diet, it could be a disease that affects you or a family member, it could be about a medication, it could be something that you saw recently on the news involving climate change, involving the discovery of a new dinosaur. Some really popular topics I've seen recently is the legalization of marijuana, PTSD, weight loss trends, and things like that. And so what you'll need to do is you'll need to find this peer-reviewed article, and you can use the Brandman library to find this article. And then what I need is a summary of the type of research, experiment, and scientific information or data the scientists conducted and collected. What I'm going to need you to do is to answer the specific questions in your write-up. How large or complete was the study? How much data did they collect? Over what period of time did they collect this data? Where was the study conducted? Who or what was the focus of the study? So like describing the people, plants, or animals that were studied. Also, who did the study? Like, was it a research group from a university? Was it a drug company? Who sponsored it? What was the appropriate control group? And how did they analyze the data and reach their conclusion? Once you describe the research study to me, and please make sure that you cite and reference your study in that section, then I want you to think about, were the conclusions that were made in the scientific study logical and convincing? Were they appropriate to the actual way the experiment was performed and the data collected? And I'm going to need you to justify your evaluation by identifying specific elements of the analysis completed. So basically, you're going to tell me if you agree or don't agree with the research study. Now, again, please utilize the Brandman University Library. If writing is difficult for you, as it is for many of us, we do have a writing center through Brandman University. So if you're starting to think about this project and you're not feeling very confident in your ability to write a 4 to 5 page paper, please make an appointment with them as soon as possible so you have plenty of time to work with them. Now, once you have completed Part A, then you would move on to Part B, which is your research proposal. This research proposal does not have to do with anything you did in Part A. So your research proposal could be on a completely different topic than Part A. You could also relate Part B, your research proposal, to Part A if you want. It's completely up to you. I do not deduct points for your research proposal being on a completely different topic than what your Part A is about. So here in your research proposal, which is still part of this 4 to 5 page paper, you're going to create your own scientific research proposal that explores a science topic of interest to you. So again, you can pick any topic that interests you. It could be things that affect your everyday life, like how to make your garden grow better, how can you make your workouts more effective, how can you improve your diet or your health. It could be about how to better train your dogs or have better behaved children. There's all sorts of things that you can choose for this topic. You want to describe the steps you would take to set up a sound experiment based on the scientific method. So remember, in week 1, where we discussed the scientific method, you want to use that for your proposal. And it should include the following components. Observations about a topic your proposal could investigate. Based on your observations, what conclusions do you reach about the proposal you could investigate? What is your research question? What is your hypothesis? What are the dependent and independent variables that you have identified? And a description of how you would conduct an experiment to test the hypothesis. Please include things like your sample size. How many times would you do this experiment? Or how many people would you interview? A description of your control and experimental groups and the length of time for the study to be conducted. Again, you do not need to do the experiment itself. You are simply writing up a proposal of how you could do this experiment. And again, you may want to review Chapter 1 in your text prior to completing this assignment, because that is where we went over the scientific method. And then finally, Part C is your reflection. This is where you're going to describe your own learning that has occurred as a result of your research paper. So think about how you could apply the knowledge that you gained from this assignment to either other assignments or your everyday life. Please make sure that you are writing this in a word processing program such as Word, so that you can do grammatical and spelling checks. And please email me if you have any questions about this assignment. You may pick any topics that interest you and utilize the Brandman University Library and Writing Center for any help that you need. Thank you all, and I cannot wait to read your papers. Oh, and one last thing. These papers are turned in via Turnitin, which is an anti-plagiarism software. That means that if you do not cite your references, then it will look like you plagiarized your paper. So please make sure you cite all your references. Again, thank you all and good luck.